We got a question about how do we manage stage volume when we're switching styles or from rhythm to lead? How do we do it? We use the guitar's volume knob. Do we switch pickups? Especially, if we're at a jam, we're just stuck with the house amp. Do we set different volumes for the bridge and neck pickup? What's the go-to trick? Different volume settings on your pickups are probably not gonna do this for you. Pedals are gonna be your best bet. If all else fails, the differences are gonna come from your hands. All right, like I said, to kick this off, different volume settings for your pickups are probably not gonna get done what you think they're gonna get done. First off, not everybody has different volume pots for their pickups, right? Like Les Paul style. If you have a guitar with two knobs, you got a master volume and a master tone. So this doesn't apply to you at all. So sorry right off the bat. But I have this guitar here to illustrate the difference. Your volume knob acts as like a gain knob. So it's gonna help a lot in cleaning up the tone, right? So here's a little distorted. You can hear that gets cleaner. But it doesn't necessarily get a lot quieter, right? Until I get all the way down there. But then it doesn't sound like what we want it to sound like. And then here's my neck pickup. So if I'm going here, then my neck pickup is louder. It's okay, but it's not really a good solution because again, we're changing more about the saturation and the distortion than the actual volume here, right? These volume knobs on your guitar don't act as a master volume. They're really adjusting more of the gain, like that distortion coming through, and the saturation, and unfortunately, also the tone here. Like it sounds different, right? Okay, so I wouldn't recommend that. That's not, especially in a loud tube amp, that's not gonna like come across as making a huge volume difference, especially going from like a rhythm to a solo. So what you should do if you have the option, this question didn't necessarily specify that, but if you have the option, would be to have a pedal set for something. That could be an overdrive pedal with just a little bit of overdrive and a level boost. Could be a distortion pedal with the distortion set kind of low and a level boost. That could be just a clean boost to boost a tube amp into further overdrive that you could use for a solo. Any of those will work, any combination of those will work. That's what I would do when I'm using like an analog pedal board, I'm in a Kemper right now, but when I'm using a regular pedal board with pedals on it, I have a few different overdrives and then I have a clean boost at the very end. So I could be using something like a Klon type light overdrive and then a clean boost at the end of that to boost it into solo territory, or I could use a heavier overdrive or distortion and then a clean boost on top of that when I need to get it into solo to boost it up a few more dBs. Okay, so let's say you don't have any of that. You have a guitar with a single pickup and you don't have access to pedals. So you are stuck with your guitar's volume knob, right? And we talked about that that's not really the master volume. It'll help a little bit, but what's really gonna help, especially in a tube amp, is how hard you play. Consider this. If I asked you to play your acoustic guitar louder, what would you do? Would you turn up the volume knob? You would probably just strum it harder. So you know, there's something to that, right? Not everything is like a magic trick. There is some just regular old practicality to that. Anyway, in summary, different volumes on your bridge and neck pickup. Really, I don't think that's a great solution to this problem. I think that's pretty bad. And like, you know, maybe you have a neck pickup that is lower output or bridge pickup that's much higher output, and maybe, you know, one has sunk in or they're not set up well. Like there's so many variables. I just think that's not a good answer at all. Number 2, should be pedals. I really think that's the good answer. And number 3, you know, you're playing guitar with your hands. Get used to controlling the sound with your hands. That's important. Everybody says the tone is in the fingers, right? So let's do what everybody says. Okay, bye.